Well, Carol, thank you for joining me. Do you mind introducing yourself for the viewers?
Sure. My name's Carol Moore. I live in Ohio. I spent my entire career as a registered vet tech and got involved. I've been in dogs forever, but started in obedience. And then when agility became popular, that was quite the fun sport to get involved in. So I've done a lot of learning over the many years to really enjoy it with all of my dogs.
What got you started in agility with Dobermans?
I think it was really just learning about the sport. When it first came to America from Crufts and people started to get more involved, there was a group of us here in Central Ohio that actually formed our own agility club. And we put on trials and gave lessons and had seminars and just, it was a learning process for all of us in the beginning.
That's amazing. So you've been a part of it from the beginning.
Pretty
That's
much. Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, pretty much.
I did not know that. That's amazing. What's one thing that people might not know about your sport?
I would say probably the amount of time that's truly evolved. A lot of people think that they could just, take their dog and tell them to go over a jump or through a tunnel. And, there's really a lot of confidence building and teaching proper technique for the dog to understand its job and to, perform it safely.
Yeah, I agree. I remember the first time I went and did some foundational courses, and they told me that, the average time it usually takes from the time that a dog is doing foundational to the time that they're finally ready for that first trial. I was really amazed, just really that investment of
Right.
time. But I imagine you build a pretty special bond over that time. What do you love most about training with your Doberman?
It's the one-on-one connection, and it's a challenge. How can I teach this? What do you understand? Even finding holes in your training where I thought you understood something, but gee, you don't because it fell apart at a trial. So it's constant progress. It's a, work in progress. Yeah.
Hmm. What's been your proudest moment in competition so far?
Definitely taking a girl that I had. I was invited to the AKC invitationals, and that's when it was still out in California. And not only did she do really well in all the competition, she made it to finals and got to run in the finals.
That's amazing. How'd she do?
Came in seventh place out of all of the 24-inch dogs. So
That's incredible. Congratulations. What advice would you give someone who was trying this sport for the first time with their Doberman?
making sure, first of all, that their dog is healthy and sound. You cannot really ask this dog to do an athletic sport without, if their structure isn't good, that they are not having any health issues, to ask them. They are an athlete. They truly are.
What makes the Doberman special for this sport in your experience?
They are incredibly smart. They're incredibly loyal, as we all know. And they are very athletic and they're eager to please. A dog that has a really high drive will continue to try something. Oh, try it again, try it again. And as long as they're getting the positive reinforcement, and of course, lots of cookies, then they will continue to keep trying to learn and do it right.
What's been your favorite memory from a past national?
That was a harder question because I've never really had any of the big moments like high end trial or anything like that. But I've been to every national since 1999. And I would say just, the people that you only see at nationals once a year, the bond that you develop over the time and watching everybody succeed and do well with their dogs. And I've had some wonderful runs at nationals and had some placement ribbons and things like that. So it's always just a very enjoyable week.
What have you competed in at past nationals, and what did you do to prepare for those?
I've competed in all of the classes, whether there's usually two types of classes. Your standard class, which has all the contact obstacles, jumps, weaves, everything like that. The jumpers class just has weaves, jumps, and tunnels. So preparing for all of those. And then there's usually some games that you can compete in and also earn titles in. One is like a gambler's type class. AKC calls it fast. And you have a certain amount of time to go in and gain points and do basically ascend, where you're telling your dog from a distance to go out and do 3 or 4 obstacles without crossing a certain line, and you've got a certain amount of time. At my level, I've only got 32 seconds to do all of that. So you have to do a little strategy planning, what's best for you and your dog.
And then lastly, is there anything else that you would want to share about agility with the viewers?
That it's a sport that you can really go at any pace and any level that you want to. If you just want to go to classes and learn the basics and have fun with your dog on, every Tuesday night of the week, or you can, just take it up a notch every time your dog learns more. This sport is something that you can start with an 8 to 9 week old puppy, no equipment, just basic foundation skills.
Well, thank you so much for your time. If you think of anything else in post, let me know. Otherwise, we really appreciate you coming on to talk to the viewers about agility and your experience with the Dobermans.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.